City of Decatur is very much in an infrastructure chapter of its history. And the elected officials in preparing the FY16 budget this past year, we're on a calendar year for our budget year, took very bold steps to put us in a position to address some of the infrastructure needs that the city has. This right here, as Larry mentioned in his opening comments, is just a quick slide on the Brush College Road improvements, and the second slide is on the Eastern Beltway. And Larry mentioned that the city and Macon County recently joined into an intergovernmental agreement to address in a single voice and prioritizing what the roadway projects and priorities are for the community. Both projects, we submitted applications for federal grants. The Brush College Road Improvement is a Tiger 8 federal grant that we've applied for, roughly to the tune of about $35 million to address the northern portion of that Brush College improvement. And at the end of the day, the goal is to move the flow of traffic, rail and transportation, semi and passenger vehicle. Because there's several, you guys from Decatur know this much better than I do, but I've learned very quickly in a year and a half in this position that the at-grade rail crossings are problematic for the community. The Decatur Beltway project is the other that I had mentioned. Macon County ran the lead on this project, but the city was a co-applicant, and this was for a fast lane federal project, and the application amount that we requested was about $85 million. And in the past week, we did in fact find out that we were not approved for this grant submittal for this roadway project, but also found out that while this fast lane is a very new program at the federal government, no Illinois projects were actually funded. But we're in a very good position, we believe, on follow-up years to resubmit. So we look forward to the day that we get the feedback from US DOT and can improve on the application and think that ultimately will be successful. And the $85 to $100 million that we were requesting for the fast lane, it was going to build the top 3 sections of the Eastern Beltway. And again, both these projects, the Brush College Improvement and the Eastern Beltway, that's connecting to the north at 72 and to the south, ultimately 51, they've been in play for several years. And the plans have been in place, but the county and the city took the opportunity, seized the opportunity to enter into an IGA, and again are speaking in this region with a unified voice and with priorities. So we feel that we will be successful eventually with the Eastern Beltway, and the Tiger 8 for the Brush College is one that we should know something in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And then my last slide is I'm going to revisit where I started. The city is very much in an infrastructure chapter of its history. And ongoing, we're in year 3 of a 6-year project that started under the helm of Ryan McCready when he was the city manager for the city. It's a $90 million total dredging project, and we are in year 3. The goal is to increase the capacity of Lake Decatur, arguably our greatest asset, by 30 to 35%. But in doing so, we are always looking at other water resource needs while we are meeting and feel that this increases the ability to meet the needs of manufacturing. We want to make sure that we've got opportunities for existing manufacturing to consider expansion, and then possibly new manufacturing opportunities. And then also the lake dredging increases the waterfront development opportunities for Lake Decatur. I think that we're already seeing in the first couple of years of the dredging project more recreational boating on the lake or in parts of the lake that I guess that was not normally or that was not possible in the past. So very exciting. Water and sewer. This is an area that, again, this is not one of the most exciting things to talk about, but it's bedrock when we're talking about business expansion, business opportunities, and a city positioning itself to be able to grow. Water and sewer main replacement is usually done in a 100-year replacement cycle. And this is one that we were not meeting, and we are working towards hitting that mark that is an industry standard for municipalities. So again, the council took some very bold steps in approving the FY16 budget, and then now it's up to us as city staff to deliver. And then lastly, road improvements. This is another one that I think most of the community has seen. What the state IDOT is doing or did on Pershing Road 121. And then we receive as a city state motor fuel tax money, and we have ongoing city projects, and those are generally highly traveled roads that the city public works department will manage those projects. But something that is new is a locomotive fuel tax that was passed earlier this year. And with that locomotive fuel tax, it has been pledged to non-primary routes or residential roadways that the fiscal, that the budget would not have been able to repair those roadways anytime soon. And that's unique that the council took this position, that this is a line item that's newly created. It's an area that is pledged exclusively to residential roadways with the locomotive fuel tax. And it's one that you don't see a lot of communities take that position. And it was done to guard against being lost in the general fund. This elected body found it very important to dedicate this to a specific area and wanted that transparency for the community to see that it in fact was, that they were true to their word. And these projects, we've let them, and you will see asphalt and concrete and 12, I believe it's 12 individual projects to the tune of $1.2 million for the locomotive fuel tax projects. Those will be starting by the end of this month, no later than August. So we're doing work this year, and then we're able to borrow the money locally. At the end of the season, we're going to do something new in the form of a study session late October, early November. It's going to be road work wrap-up. I think I said that right. Road work wrap-up. Say that 3 times. And what we're going to do is just share with the community all the different road work projects that have been completed, whether it be a state project, a city project using state motor fuel tax, or a city project using locomotive fuel tax. And then inviting labor that worked on it, the contractors that worked on it, and show our appreciation and show the community actually what has been completed for the construction season 16. All of this ties perfectly into the discussion today and the purpose for this meeting, and it's about opportunities. And this is the very specific city's portion of making sure that the opportunities with the Midwest Inland Port, Omnitrax, and the purchase of the rail system, that we are in a position that we can have the greatest opportunities and potential for the community. So very exciting times, I believe. Thank you.